Hey, welcome back, y'all. Today we're going to do a review of this Black Max pressure washer. I bought this thing, I think, in December of 2020. Made a couple videos with it. It's been a great running machine. Right now it is April 2023. It's a beautiful spring day here in Georgia. It's very windy though, so hopefully that doesn't mess the video up. Part of the reason I'm making this video is because I still get questions on my other videos that I made about this machine. People asking, is it still running? Do I have any problems with it? How do I like it? So we're going to talk about that today because I've owned this thing for 2 full years and we're going into like the third spring, the third season that I will be using this. So far, I have not had any problems out of this machine. It always fires right up when I start it, you know, maybe 1 or 2 pulls. Even yesterday, this thing, it stays in my basement. So now it is April. I have not started this machine probably since September or October, maybe even further back than that. Yesterday, I pulled it out, did a fresh oil change on it. I normally change the oil once a year. Of course, I've got the Wally's brand Super Tech 10W30 full synthetic. You know, the manual says 5W30 or 10W30 is fine. I'm using 10W30 because I have a bunch of it here from other projects. Anyway, I did a fresh oil change yesterday. I think I pulled the handle there maybe 3 or 4 times. It fired right up. Very little smoke. Idled right away, ran great. Of course, I had the water hooked up and was spraying the thing. You know, the pump's not leaking. So here we are going into the 3rd season. The engine runs great. It had gas in it, old gas from, you know, the fall or last summer, whenever I quit using this thing, I'm not sure. I do use some fuel stabilizer. But even after sitting all winter, this thing fired up great. I don't do anything to winterize it, or I don't put any kind of conditioner, seal conditioner or anything in the pump. And right now, like, nothing is leaking. You know, I've had other pressure washers for many years, and over time, I know the seals or the pumps would just start leaking like crazy. So far, no problems with this thing here. Now, this is a great homeowner pressure washer. I will say that. Some people comment in my videos like, I think they want to buy this thing and use it for a business. You know, I would do it as a side hustle. I would wash maybe a house or a driveway a week and earn some extra cash. But there's no way I would run this thing all day, every day. I don't, for one, it's not powerful enough. Okay, this is the 3100 PSI, 2.5 gallon per minute. I mean, it's a great machine for the house. You know, I'm pressure washing the concrete. I do a soft wash on my house with some bleach or sodium hypochlorite every year. You know, it does a good job. It does have trouble reaching up higher. I'll show you in a minute. I can't really reach the top of my house. I think that's because of the gallon per minute. It really won't push high enough. That wind is really picking up out here. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about as far as the gallons per minute. I have trouble reaching the top of my house. You know, this is a 2-story house and it's sitting on a basement. So if I'm standing up on the driveway, I can hit up there pretty good. But if I'm down here on this is a hill. You probably can't tell in the video, but if I'm down here, it will not spray that peak up there. You know, I think it can reach this window right here, but it will not spray the peak. So a lot of times I have to get on my 6-foot ladder, which is kind of sketchy. I'm sitting on the top of a 6-foot ladder to try to reach the peak. Ah, this landscaping looks terrible. Okay, on the other side of my house, same thing. I mean, I struggle to reach the top of that chimney, and there's a bunch of black stuff. I definitely need to soft wash, get some bleach up there. Oh man, there's all kind of black stuff up there. Anyway, this is a real struggle. Sometimes even if I'm sitting on top of a 6-foot ladder, like, I can't even reach that. I mean, sometimes I have to put my extension ladder and climb up it, and then I'm spraying the solution up there, and it's raining bleach water all down on top of me. So if you're going to be soft washing houses commercially or even as a side job, this really is not a good machine for that. Maybe if you're doing 1-story houses, but if you're going to be trying to do 2- or 3-story houses, I think the 2.5 gallon per minute, it really won't get up there all the way. I mean, you can get on a ladder. I do it just fine. I figure it out, but you're going to be so slow doing that. I would not want to do that as a business because time is money. A friend of mine has a pressure washing business or a soft wash house washing business. His machine, I believe, is 8 gallons per minute. He has no problem reaching 3 and 4 stories high and maybe even higher than that. Of course, he didn't pay $300 at Walmart like I did. He bought it from a professional outfit, spent a whole lot more money. You know, this is a great homeowner machine for random projects. Like I said before, if you're gonna run a business, I don't think I would choose this particular machine. I've been using this machine just around my house. You know, I'm washing off my pool furniture. We're in Georgia. We get a lot of pollen, got a lot of dust and dirt from cutting the grass. So I wash the pool furniture off a couple times a year. I usually wash this concrete. Now you can see a lot of stains like this black dirt and all this black stuff. This is like just some dirty, nasty water that actually came out of these chairs here. It will have no problem cleaning these off. There is some mud on my concrete. Anyway, like up under this riding lawnmower here, there's some old mud from years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, whenever they built my house. This thing is not taking that off. You know, I've been so busy. I need to get some chemicals. Probably if I use the right type of chemicals, I can get it off. But fresh mud, fresh dirt, fresh stains, this thing is powerful enough. It's going to clean your concrete very well. Old Georgia red clay, red mud, whatever. It's really not, it's not going to clean it off your concrete without some chemicals. But I washed my house, pool furniture, washed my grill off. You know, I'll hit the lawnmower here. I got a Yanmar tractor I've washed one time with it. I'll even wash my car sometimes with this thing. Just try not to put, you know, try to be careful with the nozzle and don't get too close to it. So I use this thing several times a year. You know, I'm not using it every day. It's gotten a lot of use out of it. I've definitely gotten my money's worth out of it because I don't have to rent one. And this thing is, it's very fuel efficient too. That's one good thing about if you're going to get a homeowner model, you don't want to be filling this thing up all the time. I have made a couple modifications to this pressure washer. Now they might look a little goofy, but it's serving its purpose. They work well. Got this little storage container thing. This is just some plumbing parts I put together. Extra tips. I had to buy this blue and pink set here. I think I got those at Lowe's. It's what I use to soft wash my house. So I had some extra tips. I needed to keep them somewhere so I don't lose them. And this thing works great. Again, for soft washing the house, you need this little hose here, and you'll have a 5 gallon bucket, you know, with the bleach or the sodium hypochlorite. And you just take this hose out here. You take that hose and you stick it in the bucket, and the pump will draw, it'll pull up the solution, blow it out the pressure washer. Well, I got tired of, you know, running this hose over all the time. So this cap down here has a bunch of holes in it. So, you know, when you stick the hose back in here, it'll drain out of there. So that's been working very well. Now this soap container on the front, I have never used that, and I never will. It originally had a little plastic hose that went from the soap container, and it connected right here. I just removed that. And then again, I got this, pretty sure I got this at Lowe's. This little thing, you know, that because it's a longer hose, the one that originally went from the tank up here wasn't long enough. So I bought this little thing, you know, to go into the 5 gallon bucket. I've had a couple people comment on the soft wash video how running bleach through this pressure washer is not good. It's not good for the seals and the pump. But as far as I know, it has not caused any problems. And also, it's not really running through the pump. You can see where the hose is right here. This is where the water, like the bleach, gets sucked up here and immediately goes out the hose. Unless somehow it's going backwards into the pump. But you know, the water hose connects here and the pressure's built and then it shoots out the hose. So everybody commenting on my other videos about how bleach is not good for this system, it's not really getting into the system. It's not getting into the pump. It's right here. You know, it connects right here and it goes out the hose. So I have not had any problems. I think I've soft washed my house now 3 times, and I'm going to do it again here in the next month or so. I think we're done with the pollen this year. That's kind of what I wait for every spring, late spring. I wait for all the pollen to be done, and then I will soft wash the house. One thing that I noticed this year that I don't remember being a problem, these wheels are plastic. They're very big, which is nice, but they're not round anymore. I don't remember, you know, they're kind of like it's flat here and it's flat there. So it's not like I'm really rolling this around all the time. I mean, if I'm working on the house or the car, most of the time it's staying in position. But I notice now when I roll it like across this patio, it's, you know, it's wobbling all over the place because there's flat spots in the wheels. I don't know if that's maybe, yeah, like this one here, you got like a flat spot here and over here. That's probably just, I don't know, I guess from sitting. Maybe when I store it during the winter, I should take the wheels off, right? Just store it on a block. Maybe that's what's going on. It's when it sits there for a long time, the weight of the machine is like causing the flat spots. But you know what? The engine and the pump work great. It has not affected anything, and I don't see any kind of cracks in the plastic or anything. If I ever have a problem, I'll probably just find some new wheels, maybe at Harbor Freight or whatever. So far, I've not had any problems out of the sprayer, I guess the wand or the hose. I do wish it had a longer hose on it. I'll probably buy one at some point. I mean, I've made it this far without buying one, so maybe if I get some extra money, I might buy a longer one. You know, if I'm washing the car, washing the lawnmower, it's not a problem. It's like when I'm washing this big patio out here, or I'm washing my house, I have to constantly move the pressure washer around. And then, of course, I'm moving the bucket of bleach and everything. That gets pretty annoying. I think if I had a longer hose, I could actually be faster on the project that I'm working on. Wouldn't have to keep moving this thing. But it's, you know, it's seems to be decent quality for whatever it came with. No problems now. It doesn't leak. There's no cracks in it. It's not dry rotting or anything. It just, you know, you may want to get a longer hose depending on what you're doing. That's going to wrap up this review of the Black Max pressure washer. I recommend this thing to people. This has been a great machine, especially right now. You can get it $100 cheaper than what I paid for it. I just looked on the Walmart app. It's $197. That is a great deal. You know, I paid $297, and if this thing quit today, I would go buy another one. I've gotten my money's worth because I haven't had to rent one the last few years. If you made it this far in my video, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'll see you soon.